caught cheating. It's all my fault. Now I'm hardly speaking.
Welcome back to the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City on VegasAllNetRadio.com. If you stayed with us through the break, you listened to Static B's 5-minute and 31-second long song called Ignorant, and that's because I had to pee and get a water. And you are now listening to Lose It All by Vendetta, our favorite guy. He's usually all over the place promoting himself. He's on some contest right now. I don't know if you can still vote or not, but find him on SoundCloud under Rampage Rush, I believe it is, under SoundCloud. Spelled just like it sounds, Rampage Rush. And make sure you follow him and like him and favorite him and buy his music off of...
He's one of our biggest fans. We love him. Can't wait to meet him someday. If we can just get his ass out here, right?
I want to start an Indiegogo campaign to buy his ticket, his plane ticket to Vegas. Or if there's anyone in Florida flying to Vegas
or driving
to Vegas who would like a traveling partner, let us know and we will hook you up with one of the funniest motherfuckers out there.
And then have you both on the show because I bet there'd be some fucking funny travel stories.
Right. The Miami Marlins, the Orlando Marlins, anyway, the baseball team, the Marlins down there in Florida, used to have a group of men who danced for them called the Manatees, and they were all big dudes who did crazy belly dances, and he was one of them.
Yes, he was.
He was a manatee. So if you know them and love them, pitch a few bucks our boy's way, and let's get him out here so we can get him to Vegas, and Sweet Cheeks can ruin him.
He's dying to get to Vegas.
Well, he's finally 21.
Well, he's been 21 now for a few years. Yeah, I mean, he's legal. We can do that now. He's legal. So, I don't know. We want to get him out here. Why not?
We'd love to.
I was thinking about something on the break, and I can't think of it right now.
No comment.
No comment at all. I know. That was another
no comment
old joke.
Because everyone can do it for me.
She's old.
That's what happens. First stages of Alzheimer's. So we're talking about TV shows.
Yes.
The ones that we're watching. We covered The Strain and Extant. And
what about the second season of Under the Dome?
I haven't started. That's another one that I'm saving. The one that Callie Guy and I are going to watch together is Under the Dome.
There's a new character on there that wasn't on, and she is...
Well, let me tell you, I read the book.
Oh, that's right.
And at about episode 2, the story went in a completely different fucking direction.
Did it come back at all?
No, because we're talking about, we've been under the dome now for almost a month.
Well,
in the timeline.
Well, when you listen to the opening, it says 2 weeks ago a dome came down.
Okay, so 2 weeks. By the end of 2 weeks in the novel, everyone but 2 people and a dog was dead. Just so you know.
Well, we have a science teacher now. And I'm not going to give out, but she's actually calculating the whole how long do we have to live with this many people, and she checks the resources and stuff,
oxygen levels and
the livestock and the fields and all that. So she's somebody to watch, I think.
Right. So
is there one of those in the book? Oh, okay.
No. Basically, what happens is that people are terrible. They kill each other. They eat each other. A fire happens. Two teenagers, two adults, one old guy, and a dog make it to the very last chapter of the book. And in the very last chapter of the book, the 2 teenagers figure out what the fuck is going on. The old guy dies, one of the adults dies, and it ends up being 1 dude, 1 teenager, and 1 dog, I think, is what lives. Out of the entire town.
One of the major teenagers in the story dies.
It won't make... It could be completely different from what I know from the book. Because
how the 4 hands...
Mm-hmm. One of the
4 hands is gone.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Yeah. So now they don't know what. But, yeah, so you got to catch up so we can,
I'll be back in town in a week and a half, maybe?
Well, and then there was the final of Hell's Kitchen this week, and the new season of Project Runway, and the ugliest dress on the runway won. I'm just floored. My sister swears she'll never watch it again.
We watched Face Off.
Oh, you know what? I have those tapes because my little guy is going to, Grandma, where can I spend the night? Grandma's been really busy, so Tuesday he's spending the night, and I go, Grandma's got Face Off taped, and he likes them taped in my bedroom where he can lay in my bed and watch it.
Yeah, my guy's a big Face Off fan, and Face Off came back, and he saw it on the DVR, and he was like, dinner's in the living room tonight. We're watching Face Off.
It's a great show. The boys love that. Yeah, my guy loves it too.
Well, and my guy, we spend the whole time. We've watched all 7 seasons now. We're in the
Okay.
7th season. We've watched, and they do 2 seasons a year.
Right.
So we've watched every single season.
See,
since
this
the
is a new
first
one last season for me and my little guy. Yeah.
And so at this point now, my boy and I know I'm pretty sure that we could put together some killer fucking makeup.
you know how to do the foam and
We
all
know
that.
how
huh?
to process everything now.
That's why he has great costumes, right?
Right. And that's why, and we have been with these judges for 7 years now.
Right.
They're bringing on a new female judge. V is going off to work on the Hunger Games. But we know what these judges like. And so when it comes down to who's going to win and who's going to lose, 100% of, well, not 100%, 95% of the time, we know who's going to win and we know who's going to lose, because we know now what the judges are looking for and what they want. And sometimes the judges throw us, and he and I will be like, no, that person should not have won. But most of the time we can predict it, but he loves watching that show.
I can't wait to watch some of the new ones. We watched some of the Jim Henson Creature Shop, but I like Face Off much better than the Creature Shop.
We like them. We like Face Off because we're loyal to it.
Right.
We watched Creature Shop. My boy and I love Creature Shop. Number one, because it's Jim Henson, and I have like this huge crush on anything Henson. And second off, because there's mechanics involved.
Right.
And it's not just being artistic, it's about being scientific.
See, what you have to remember, I'm not a scientific brain. I'm a creative brain. I sew and I like crafts. So
the boy is destroying this show. Just like, oh, I see how the eyes move. I see how you can make and so he'll go bust out his fucking Legos.
Oh, he is like that, yeah.
And he starts building shit. Look, I can do it too. And it's like,
that's a boy thing, because my grandson will tear an old radio apart. You know what I mean? They want to take it all apart and put it all together back in different ways.
Mine's too lazy to take it apart. He wants it all the way apart already, and he wants to build it
from
something.
Scratch.
Build it from scratch.
Yeah.
That's his thing. He was in California the week of the bash. He went back with his dad to see his family out there, and his grandmother's a real big fan of Legos, and so is his little cousin.
Right.
I get a ton of pictures of them. Apparently, they spent most of every day just building shit out of Legos.
That's awesome.
All day long.
Grandma had a great time with that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And she sent me a picture of something, and I questioned, is that a spaceship? And she comes back with a couple of answers about what it is. It's this morphing thing that changes from one thing to another.
And that's coming right out of your guy's mouth. I can hear it. I can hear it.
And
no, Grandma, it's this.
and it's all based on Lego Chima, which is his big obsession right now. Chima, for those of you who don't know, Lego Chima is based on the Thundercats and what happened before the Thundercats were the Thundercats.
You lost me.
Yay, nerds.
Yeah.
I love it. Anyway.
So,
let's see, what other awesome show are we watching?
Well, there's some good ones. I like crime shows too. I'm not watching Falling Skies. There's some I like, police shows. There's a really good one that's on the summer. This is the second season for the summer. It's called Motive, and they tell you right from the start who's the killer and who's the victim. So it's a little bit different. You aren't trying to guess, and then you go back and see why the motive is. Yeah. So it's a pretty good show that I've enjoyed can't wait to the fall, because that's when all the good stuff comes out again.
Well, I like the summer shows. I love USA's summer lineup. They have some amazing summer
Really?
shows.
Like what?
Yeah. Like Royal Pains, which is in its like 4th or 5th
season. I never started watching that, but it looks pretty good.
It's really good. It's very funny, very heartwarming. Lots of fun stuff happens. Not all the crazy shit that like what FX is putting out with like you're watching people have sex. It's like HBO minus the full frontal male nudity. That's what it is. That's what FX is turning into. There's people having sex, and you can see butt cheeks regularly. They said asshole and shit on the first episode of The Strain.
Oh, wow. Oh, yes, they did.
He said, I don't have time for this shit. I dropped the fucking remote when he said that. I'm like, where the hell's the FCC?
Not anymore, girl.
No, and he said, don't be an asshole. And, I'm like, where? This is regular cable. Not that I'm offended by it at all. I'm totally stoked that we can now say shit and asshole once per episode. It might even be once per season.
Yeah.
Or whatever. We'll see. But I'm super excited that the FCC is kind of losing their, garter belt.
Well, you know what? Let's face it. Every single one of our children has heard the words shit and ass and damn in their own houses.
Well, our children have. There are some children.
There's some that maybe not, but
no,
for the most part.
I do still have friends who walk in and will sit in my office. My son will be in with me one day, and they'll come in and they'll start talking, and then they'll be like, shit. And I'll be like, you don't have to whisper shit. My son's heard you cocksucking, monkey fucking son of a bitch. Nobody cares about your shriveled penis and matching personality, you cocksucker.
I seen a preview for a movie. Speaking of what the cocksucker, he's in a movie with the Rock. I seen a preview. Cocksucker is.
Cocksucker.
Yeah,
The little Asian guy.
God, I would give anything. Not the Asian guy.
Sweargen.
Sweargen. I would give anything for that show to be back on.
Deadwood would be
Oh
awesome.
my God, that show ended way too soon.
I am super, super excited about all of the confirmed rumors that they are working on getting Firefly back on the air. Now, everyone who's a fan, you're not because you're not nerdy enough.
I don't know what it is.
Everyone who's a fan knows that one of the major characters died in the movie, Serenity, when they brought the movie out to kind of wrap up all the loose ends. So they can't bring the original cast back, especially since Captain Mal is now like a fat detective somewhere. Castle.
Oh, okay.
The guy who plays Castle. He will, of course, because he's a huge brown coat himself, come back with cameos. I want them to make it about another crew doing something similar after the Serenity movie, and all of the other characters come back and make regular appearances and other things, because the Serenity and the Firefly class ship and all of that stuff is gone. But I would really, really want that show to come back because it was amazing.
See, I never watched that one.
It was only on
about it.
It was only on for 12 episodes. It didn't even make a full season, and then Fox canceled it. Fox is a fucking douche. Fox canceled it, and the fans lobbied so hard to get the show back that I forget which publishing house it was or which production house it was, made the movie Serenity to wrap up all the loose ends so that the fans could at least finally say, you didn't leave us hanging. Because I hate it when you get so invested in a show. And no one knows why Fox canceled it. It was getting good ratings. It's got a huge cult following.
Wow.
But Fox did that with Stargate. They canceled Stargate.
I remember.
Stargate went over to Sci-Fi and became the longest running science fiction show in American history ever. So...
Right. There's a lot of shows returning in the fall that I can't wait, like Person of Interest. Love it.
That's a good one.
Scandal. Oh my God. I love Scandal. Can't wait for that to be back on. So, I have a few favorites. TV.
What am I waiting on for the fall? Justified, American Horror Story, Freak Show. I'm so fucking jazzed about that.
I never watched those ones.
Oh, they're True Detective is coming back, and I'm excited for that.
Yes, True Detective is great. Now
it's an anthology.
I was going to say, what's going to go on now with that?
So, True Detective, and Josh won't be doing another Firefly series, so I don't have any hopes of, even if they did do a follow-up. Aw, that's sad to say. Wendy says Joss Whedon won't do another Firefly series, but there's nothing saying that we can't get. If you've ever read any of the fan fiction out there, I say we go get fans to write the next fucking show, because some of that fan fiction is amazeballs. But so True Detective is an anthology series. American Horror Story is an anthology series,
which means every season is different.
It may have some of the same characters, or they may go the way
are we going to have
does.
Woody Harrelson and
maybe
Matt McConaughey?
I haven't heard anything about the new season yet. But so the way American Horror Story works as an anthology is the second season is a whole new story, whole new characters, most of the same cast.
Okay.
So they're not the same character they played in the previous season.
Isn't that confusing though?
No, because it's a whole new story.
Okay, it's like watching a different series.
Right, it's like watching a whole different series. But what is beautiful about it is that at the end of the season, if they decide not to bring the show back, no big deal, no loose fucking ends.
Right, no loose ends.
The story's done.
That's the worst, is the loose ends when they decide not to bring a story back.
Right.
I hate that, especially on the cable channels like Deadwood.
Right. Bastards.
And you know what else they did that to? There was HBO
Carnival.
had a series. Yes, and HBO had a series, Luck, a few years ago about the horse racing.
Do you know why they canceled that?
Yeah, because 3 horses died during the filming. But they left. You know what I mean? It was starting to develop a very good story. I mean, I don't want the horses to die. But...
I love HBO series. But what I really like is HBO miniseries like Parade's End and, a couple of the others that they've done where it's going to be 15 episodes and that's it, and the story's going to be done, and they make sure they do it up right. It's
that's
good.
Gonna be another, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, I'm super excited for for American Horror Story because it's going to be a lot of the same characters are coming back. They're bringing in new characters. They're bringing in new actors, some new actors. For some actors, this is their last season. So, like Jessica Lange, this is going to be her last season. She's done all of them, I think.
Really?
Yeah, she's been in all of them so far, and this is the fourth one. See, there was the one with the haunted house, the one with the devil inside the psychiatric facility run by the nuns.
See, I would like that one.
With the alien abductions and the pregnant people. Yeah, and then there was this last one with the Witches Coven. So this is going to be the fourth one. It's called American Horror Story Freak Show, and it's about a freak show, a traveling circus freak show. Set in the 1950s, Jessica Lange plays this like German, like this is the way it's done, and welcome to my carnival and all of that stuff. Like she's going to be the headmistress, I guess, or whatever of the carnival. So I'm super excited. It's going to be awesome.
Have you seen the previews for Angelina Jolie as Maleficent?
Well, that movie's out of the theaters.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's coming gone.
I've been you know why? I'm gonna tell you. I went and seen that with the $2 theater, so it must be coming to the $2 theater. Because did you see it?
Theater. No, I didn't see it.
God, I want to see
I
that.
heard great things about it. It's the backstory of Maleficent and how she became the evil witch. Apparently, she used to be a good fairy, and now she's an evil witch.
And it's Angelina Jolie,
who is an awesome actress, even if she is crazy.
Do you think she's crazy?
I think she's a psycho.
What makes you think that?
Because she wore her boyfriend's blood around her neck.
She did.
She carved boyfriend's initials into her body.
I think that was before she had children.
That was before she had children. And before she had Brad Pitt. And I'm going to tell you, Brad Pitt can make any crazy bitch a very calm and normal woman because he is fucking beautiful.
You know what?
And he is getting more beautiful the older he gets.
I was just say he's like George Clooney. They are aging so fucking well.
It's a moisturizing regime, I'm sure of it.
Moisturize.
I want to know what they wash with every morning because I would bathe in their urine if that's what it took.
Oh, wow. But I remember reading an article from one of Brad Pitt's ex-girlfriends. This is years ago in some Star magazine, that Brad Pitt was a pig. He'd go for days without washing. He'd not change his underwear.
Then he's perfect.
His house was a disaster. I say he's like every other man I know.
He's like, every man I ever know. You know why he and Jennifer Aniston split, right? He wanted kids and she did not.
Yes, what I heard.
He's always been a big family guy. I want kids. I want a big family. I love family. I want family. And then him and, well, and Aniston didn't work out. And then it was like, him and Angelina Jolie did Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and that's when they started dating.
But he dated before there. Who's the actress now that has the child named Apple? Oh, yes. She's married to a drummer. Thin, skinny. Anyway, she dated him before, and she said she dated him because he smoked too much pot. She broke up.
Then him and Angelina Jolie are probably perfect for each other. I think they're
probably perfect together.
He probably keeps her crazy ass in check. Like, hey, just calm the fuck down.
Yeah, let's just have a talk. An adult conversation.
For a safety meeting. That's my
safety meeting.
That is what my dad calls them.
When you go to smoke, you have to have a safety meeting. That's funny.
It's time for a family safety meeting.
That's very funny.
Yeah. So, safety meetings. Yay. So if you ever hear me call a safety meeting, you know what's happening. I'm going to go talk about the safety of drinking and driving and using a condom while having sex.
That's what you're really going to talk about while you're going puff,
sure.
Puff, pass?
Why not?
Problem is on Sunday nights now, I have 3 DVRs in my house. Everyone's taping shows for Sunday night.
You know what I love about my new DVR? I have the Genie upgrade from DirecTV. I'm going to tell you it's fucking awesome. I can record 6 television shows at one time of my choice anywhere from any one of my stations on the DVR at once. So I never have to worry about it. Now, we also have the regular HD DVR upstairs in the master bedroom in my sister's room. So if she decides she wants to record a show, it's not going to overwrite my shows because she's got 2 shows she can record up there at any
But wait a minute.
time.
Now, you can do 6 in your living room and she can do 2 of her own.
Mm-hmm.
See, that was the reason when I had everybody living at my house that I didn't switch over because they like if you went to Prism, you could only tape 2 at a time. I needed to be able to take 6 at a time because everybody had their own DVRs, and you couldn't at the time. So that's a new change that they have made. DirecTV has.
DirecTV. The Genie has your Genie box downstairs. Or it's downstairs for us. Can record 6 shows at once,
That's
and then
good.
you can get the HD DVRs, which can record 2 at once or whatever, and you can watch the recording lists from any DVR
room.
In any room.
That's what I need.
You don't have to have a DVR in the other rooms.
Right.
You just have to have the Genie
remote.
receiver.
Okay.
It's a tiny little box that replaces the massive box in the other rooms, and it allows you to access the DVR list in any room in the house that has the little Genie receiver.
Let me ask you a question. Do you do your internet through Cox?
We do, but only because it's our only other option, because the other option is DSL and they suck dick.
Right. So you do your internet through Cox and you do your TV through DirecTV?
Yes.
I may have to do that because I bet you're paying a lot less with the 2 combined than I am paying with the 1.
Probably, although we do get charged more for premium channels.
Right. Well, I have all the premium channels.
Yeah. So we only have HBO, and literally the only reason we have HBO is because of Game of Thrones. Because
I'm hearing you. I
got my mom hooked on it in its first season, and when we had free HBO when we first went over to DirecTV, so I got her hooked on the first season, and I was like, we have to pay for HBO now for you to watch the rest of the episodes, and she's like, okay, we'll order HBO. So that's the only reason we have HBO. It's for Game of Thrones. Yay.
For Game of Thrones. Well, I did it way back when because of Big Love.
Oh,
the whole sister wife thing.
I love Big Love.
Me too.
I've watched all of the episodes.
That show is so psycho. I loved it.
You know what's crazy is watching those actors, especially Jennifer Goodwin, because she plays on Once Upon a Time now.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, she was the lovable, adorable third wife.
Yeah, she was.
Now she
was Marlene.
Yeah, and now she's Snow White. And
Yep.
Pregnant with a baby 30 years after she was pregnant with another baby. Like, that's awesome. That's a really twisted family relationship.
Well, and Barb Harrington, the wife number 1, is now on Criminal Minds.
Oh, is she on Criminal Minds?
She's on Criminal Minds now.
And then Chloe, I can never pronounce her last name.
Yeah.
Savine.
Right.
She has been a huge indie film actress for many, many years.
I would say she's on a lot of movies. I spot her all over.
She was on American Horror Story.
Was she?
The second season with the devil-possessed nuns in the psychiatric hospital run by the Catholic Church.
Well, I know.
That had a Nazi doctor as their doctor. Not to mention the guy whose black girlfriend was abducted by aliens and impregnated with them. Do you
watch Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I know. I don't. I've
tried.
What?
I love it. And let me tell you who the big bad guy was this season.
Who?
Bill from Big Love.
Really?
He was the ugly, big, bad, killing everybody guy.
Oh, that's
amazing. And it's like used to see him as, Bill. And now he's like totally different, but he was on there this season. You can't watch Marvels? Why? Because it's not.
I just can't get into it. It's not. Like all of my nerd friends are like, yeah, Marvel.
I like it.
S.H.I.E.L.D.
I like it.
Everyone is, and I tried it. I watched it. I recorded the first season, and I would just forget to watch them, and then I'd look at it and be like, I'm not excited enough to watch it.
Right. You know what? I do that about series. I'll tape, and then finally I end up just canceling the record on them.
Well, I was watching Continuum, and my boyfriend can tell you that the first season I was totally into it.
I did the same thing. Second season, not so much.
I couldn't get into it. I missed one episode, and it was such a huge pivotal part of it. And that was when I was doing the whole Genie upgrade, and DirecTV, not DirecTV, the installer who didn't speak any fucking English fucked it up. And so I lost a week's worth of recordings.
Oh.
And so I lost this pivotal show that changed the whole storyline of Continuum, and I was so confused when I came back to watching it. I just couldn't watch it anymore. I did the
same thing. I did exactly the same thing. I missed something somewhere, and then I would see them on, and they finally got backed up on my DVR, and it was just like, yeah,
I couldn't get into it. And so I had like 5 episodes sitting on my DVR. And I was looking at them 2 days ago, and I was like, I'm never going to watch them.
Yeah.
I don't have the exciting, the super excited ability to find out what's happening with Kira and everything.
No, I hear you.
Just deleted it.
I did the same thing. Yeah.
I deleted the final episode of Believe that I never watched.
You know what? Because it's not coming back.
Right, because it's not coming back.
I did. Yep, it's not coming back. And I liked Belief. I liked that show.
It was a really
and
good
it's
show.
not coming back. And you know what the other one was? Resurrection.
Yeah, it's not coming back
And
either.
I liked that one too, and it's not coming back.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's the same premise as like The Leftovers or Resurrection, except the dead were coming back on that one.
Yeah, the dead were coming back and then disappearing, and they have some weird connection, but they don't want to talk about it or they can't talk about it. It was very Losty. It was done by the guys who did Lost.
Right.
And so it was very Losty, but I think it was too Losty. And then it had that guy from House on it, the black doctor from House.
I liked him.
I did. I like him a lot.
Yeah, me too. I like him.
You know what I would like? I'd like a House movie. I'd like to see what happened after House. And
After House and Wilson drove off on the motorcycles.
Into the fucking sunset.
God, that was the best finale of any show.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so good.
You couldn't have made a better finale. But I would love to see a movie. I'd like to see what happened after.
After Wilson dies?
No.
On their trip.
On their trip. You know? How does Wilson die? Where does Wilson die? What does House do? Because House is legally dead now.
That's right.
So
he died in the fire.
What does he do now? Does he go and...
They could start a whole new House series where he just pops up in some, island diagnosing strange illnesses for the natives or something. You know what show I miss? Dexter.
I never watched Dexter. It was a Showtime
Dexter was
show.
good. Okay, Dexter, and I didn't start I watched like a whole season of Dexter, like 7 seasons of Dexter in like 3 months, okay? So I was like seeing blood in my sleep. But, they set it all so up that they could actually have Dexter teaching his son. Dexter's father taught him how to live with his need to kill, and they kept Dexter alive, and his son is off with a girlfriend living, and you don't know. They could actually bring a series back 10 years from now that Dexter is teaching his son how to live with his killing. So I'm waiting for a Dexter 2 someday.
Are you watching Hannibal?
I love Hannibal. Oh my God. Sometimes Hannibal's very confusing, and I have to go back and watch the episode again because there's a lot in an episode.
There is a lot in an episode. This is not one of those. I do.
Is it coming back in the fall?
Yeah. Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Good. Okay,
oh,
good.
yeah. No. Hannibal is so popular.
I know, it's so
that
good.
people have there's going to be rioting in the streets if they ever cancel Hannibal.
But it's so deep.
It is very deep.
Because you have to remember that Hannibal is not your main character. I mean, he is, but Will is.
Will is
Graham.
The main character.
And when you've seen like previews, it's Will Graham you see in the Hannibal mask. So you got to realize who the Hannibal is.
Yeah. So yeah, it's super, super intense show. I love that show. Man, we were talking about deep shows.
Well, and Criminal Minds is coming back.
I love Criminal Minds.
Love it.
But I love Criminal Minds specifically for Matthew.
Shamar Moore?
No. I love Criminal Minds specifically for Matthew Gray Goobler.
Oh, who Spencer.
Dr. Spencer.
Spencer Reed.
Because I almost went to high school with him.
He used to be a model.
I believe it.
He was an adult. That's how before
he
became an actor. He was a model. He's a Vegas. Yeah,
he's a Vegas local.
Negative, yeah.
I almost went to high school with him. We have real people friends in common because he went to the Las Vegas Academy of Performing Arts. I almost
went. On the show, Dr. Spencer Reed is from Las Vegas, and his mother's in a mental hospital in Las Vegas.
Right. Yeah. And we have mutual friends in common. We have people I used to hang out with and people he used to hang out with.
I think that Shamar Moore is the finest man. I mean, Shamar Moore, I look at him and I can smell him. I mean, he's just that good. And you know what? You never read about him in the tabloids or that he's in trouble or he's fucking this. He's very low-key life. They say he lives with his mother.
Really?
And yes, and he pays for his he lives. There was rumors several years ago that he was on a gay beach or something. So what? The man is fucking beautiful.
He can fuck whatever he wants.
Exactly. He could eat crackers and leave crumbs in my bed. Let them stick to my ass all they want. All they want.
I always liked them for one of the aspects of Criminal Minds that I liked is the girl, the blonde, the big girl. The blonde
Garcia.
Garcia, yes. I can't remember names to save my life.
She's great.
But
she's such a geek.
They have portrayed her as a confident, very intelligent, well-spoken, well-read, and sexual creature.
Yes, her and Shamar Moore flirt all the time. Yes.
Not just and to have the most good-looking character on the show flirt with her,
baby girl,
and she right, and she flirts right back. Everyone talks about how Melissa McCarthy empowered fat people on TV. This girl who plays Garcia was doing it long before Mike and Molly came out.
I agree
And
100%.
And everybody kind of like fluffs it to the side because, you know, she's not one of the main characters, although she did have an entire story arc about her ass getting shot.
Oh yeah, and somebody picking her up and flirt. Yeah,
right.
I did the same thing with Criminal Minds that I did with Dexter. I watched like the first 5 seasons. It was on A&E. I kept taping them and just watching them. So I was overloaded on unsub. Okay, so one night I'm sitting in a casino here in Vegas, and I am playing video poker. Now, keep in mind, I wasn't working. I just got laid off. I was probably watching 5 episodes a day of Criminal Minds. Okay, I heard the word unsub in my sleep. Okay, so I'm playing video poker, doing my little video poker thing. This guy sits down next to me, and he's got this ball cap. It's like way down.
Now you're taking notes inside your head.
And I'm like, maybe this is the unsub. Yeah, I mean, let me just keep an eye on this guy. I might get questioned sometime. I mean, I was literally like, I'm watching way too much Criminal Minds here, but it's so good. I can go back on A&E now. Like sometimes if I'm in the house.
Well, you know, Criminal Minds is entering its 10th season.
I know. There's a lot, but like sometimes I'll just like if I'm doing something on the computer that I know I can't pay 100% to what's going on the TV, or I'm doing something in the house, I'll put like those old shows on an A&E. So I've gone back and watched lots of old episodes of Criminal Minds. Who's saying something stupid in the chat?
Wendy said Kristen Vagnus.
That's her name.
Is adorable, and she's on my team. Well, apparently she's a lesbian.
Really?
Damn.
I know she does a lot of local theater when she's off season in her local area. She does a lot of that. But I didn't know that either, Wendy.
Yay for you and your team.
I have to tell you something I'm so excited about. Guess who I am in contact with, Miss Sierra? And guess who's going to do a phone interview on our show?
Who?
Chance Armstrong.
Fucking A, man.
Chance and I are talking to each other on Twitter. He is in San Francisco. For those of you that don't know who Chance is or don't remember, he is a friend of our tranny friends. He's also a tranny, but he is a female to male.
He's got a big clit.
I have a huge crush on Chance Armstrong. He's a very good-looking man. Now, you all know I have a thing for Chaz Bono. I have a thing for Chance Armstrong, too.
Well, I have a thing for Chance Armstrong's lady penis.
Well, if you look up right now, look on Twitter, and if you look on Twitter and get on Chance's page, the main picture on Twitter is the clit and his vajayjay, because he's got both.
Search.
So I just have to set the date and the time for him to call into the show. You know, remember how Irma got when we talked to Les Toyle? I never get starstruck, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to talking to Chance Armstrong, because I want to do Chance so bad.
What is Chance? Chance's Twitter handle?
I think it's Chance Armstrong.
You know what? I have a lot of Chance Armstrongs. I have C Rizzy Raw, Chance Unique, Crizzy Raw 20, Raw 1320. At Chance Armstrong, at Big Chance 96, CH Armstrong XXX. That's probably him.
That's it. Is there a big clit there? I
Yeah.
told you his when women start taking male hormones, their clits really do turn into small penises. Now, he has had no bottom surgery, meaning that he has had his breasts removed and he looks very manly, good looking man. But he's had no bottom surgery. So what you see is a small penis along with a vagina. And this fat mama right here, Sweet Cheeks, wants a piece of it. I want it.
Me too.
You do too?
Mm-hmm.
Could we take? Well, I asked him about shooting with me, shoot some content with me, and he's not opposed. He just doesn't, he doesn't know when he'd ever be in the area, and I don't know if I'm ever going to be in San Francisco or whatever. But very nice, and we are in contact, and I will soon have him on the show calling in. So that's pretty exciting, huh?
That's very exciting.
We've met a lot of trannies, our girls, male to female transgenders, but we haven't had any female to male on the show. So I'm excited about that. So look, Sierra cannot take her eyes off of Chance Armstrong's penis.
I'm following him on Tumblr.
There you go. Did you follow him on Twitter too?
Mm-hmm.
Twiddle is diddle.
GoodDykePorn.com.
Good dyke porn. Very good looking man. I mean, beard, I mean, nice looking man. He would definitely be somebody I would hit on. And I've got such a thing. I need my bucket list, guys. I need to do a little person and I need to do Chance Armstrong or Chaz Bono. Either one I want to do.
God, he is good looking.
Isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm just trying to decide if I lick the clit like a penis or suck the penis. Yeah, or wait, suck the clit like it's a penis or lick the penis like it's a clit.
Both.
That's what I think.
Yeah, that's what you meant. Curvaceous Bounty is now following Chance Armstrong.
There we go,
Twitter.
Chance.
Yay.
So I'm very excited about that.
Oh,
hey, we're going to take a little break now because we're into our final hour. Y'all been listening to us all night. We ain't half bad, Sierra. Ain't half bad. We're going to be right up. We got some catch-ups to do. And so we'll take a little break, and we're going to be back very shortly with the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City on Vegas All Net Radio.